There is just one game remaining to decide who will be crowned the champions of the 2021-22 season of the Hero ISL, and we also bring to you the final Let's Football live show, at least as far as the season is concerned, the final show before the season wraps up. Listen, we've highlighted players, we've highlighted managers, we've done all sorts of things on the Let's Football live show this season, but this is a very special episode because we will be joined by someone who actually works behind the scenes, and it'll be interesting to get to know exactly what goes on behind the scenes at a club, and a club as successful as Hyderabad FC, who now find themselves in the final of the Hero ISL 2021-22 season. But before we get to who exactly is going to join us, we shall also have the usual suspects of Shaiju Damodaran, Pulasta Dhar, and Kaushik joining us on the final Let's Football live show. At least, like I say, a small disclaimer as far as the season is concerned, because I don't think we're going to be going anywhere post-season as well. We'll keep you updated about that. But for now, Shaiju Chetan, just cast an eye over your screen right now and see the ease at which Mr. Pulasta Dhar is sitting at ease in a shack in Goa. I'm a bit envious of him right now.
How's the bubble, Suyash?
But I was just about discussing the same thing with my family members now, because actually we also, Varun, me, also actually we all should have been in Goa right now for at least for the finals.
But Shaiju, if you're going to be in Goa, then thousands of football fans in Kerala will be deprived of hearing your voice on commentary at the same time. So it's a two-edged sword over there. But you were telling us on the last episode, in fact, how you got messages from people who were there in the fan park saying that they really enjoyed listening to your commentary while they were over there, and it was a completely different experience for them. So more of that. I think more people will be looking forward to that in the final as well. But let me just throw to Varun now. Varun, are you excited for the final? Unfortunately, one of your teams could not make it through, courtesy a team whose representative we will have on the show shortly. But still looking forward to the final. And how could you not, actually, with the fans, right?
Absolutely. No, I'm still looking forward to the finals. Really excited because, like both the teams are deserving. They made it to the finals. It has been a long, tough journey. They all have been in the bubble, played good football and gifted us a lot of goals. So yes, looking forward to, both the teams in yellow jerseys. So hope, my favorite wins. Right now, I'm not going to give my predictions.
Yeah, no, but we'll wait for the end of the show for you to give your predictions.
But I'm really jealous of, how the way Pulas is enjoying really in the beach, and we all are indoors wearing our...
Yeah, I have half a mind of
just a few more days. Come on, guys.
but Suyash, you cannot go so fast, because I know today is the final, the LFL live before the final. So there will be a lot of contents to discuss. But just give me 1 second to start up with. Just give me 1 second. See, everybody... Everybody should rewind our first episode. I know this is our 18th LFL episode. I know this is our 18th. Please rewind the first episode. LFL, you will come across a moment in which, when I said KBFC will win this year's ISL trophy, I said Sahel will be the hero, and he had one of the best seasons ever. It was indeed his best. So kindly wait for tomorrow for the final whistle for the next thing to come true.
Yeah, see, what I was waiting for is the final, because then we could have at least discussed it at ease and at length. But yes, good point at mentioning that at this point of time, because you were right about that. Pulas was also right about Naurem Roshan being one of the highlights of the season, and I believe Varun
and also.
And right. Yes, absolutely. We shall have time to discuss that. And Varun, you as well, you also had a couple of predictions which weren't too far off the mark.
No, I said surprise of the season was Daniel Chimachuku almost made it, the second half of the season at least.
Yes. Yeah.
Well done, guys. That was really good.
Please give yourselves a virtual pat on the back right now. You deserve it. Very well done. Wow. If I knew I wielded that kind of power the entire season, I would have made so much use of it. But anyway, all right. So let's get to it. We will, of course, be joined by Sujay Sharma today. Now, Sujay is the director of football at Hyderabad FC. He is someone who's really worked behind the scenes this season. And in fact, he's been with the team for a few seasons now. One of the major factors in Hyderabad FC doing what they have done this season. So without further ado, let's get in Sujay Sharma into this conversation and pick his brain a little bit about what is it exactly that makes Hyderabad FC the ticking machine that it is. Sujay, why don't you come in? Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Hi guys, good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We are stoked to have you and have your presence on the show. First of all, Sujay, I want to just pick your brain a little bit about what exactly is it that you do in your role at Hyderabad FC as director of football, because not many people would be aware of the intricacies that go on beyond this role and how it operates. So what is a bit about that, and how exactly it is that you dovetail with the manager Manolo Marquez in deciding the outcome of the club?
Yeah. Yes, Suyash. So in my role as a director of football, I have to obviously look after things and coordinate things from a technical point of view and administrative point of view.
Right.
A long-term vision of the club, right from short to medium to long-term, and help make sure that things are planned and executed accordingly. A large part of it involves player recruitment, staff recruitment, and things like that. Obviously, it requires a lot of coordination and planning, both with the head coach Manolo Marquez, having a good relationship with him, and also with our co-owner Mr. Varun Tripuraneni. Reporting with them, directly dealing with them on a regular basis, so that we are on the same.
Right.
And we plan things both on and off the field. Obviously, Manolo is in charge of day-to-day short-term targets and achievements and the performance. But we have to also steer the club in a way where the club is setting down plans and vision, and is working towards meeting them in the short, medium to long term. And not only the senior team, then there's the reserves, youth. So all these things have to work in an intricate, systematic way. So it's just about overseeing, implementing all of these things.
Yeah, and I believe that even player recruitment would be a big part of the work that you do at Hyderabad FC. Am I right?
Yes, that is a big part of it. Also, obviously, it's done in conjunction with the ownership, with the board, with the head coach, the style of play which we have set down, the budgets, the type of players we want, where we want to be long term. So all these things have to be factored in, and we are very happy to have a good working relationship between with Manolo Marquez, with our owner. So that we can plan and discuss, and we are able to prepare and implement things how we feel best.
So Sujay, I want to get a bit into the performances of Hyderabad FC this season. Of course, it's been a project and a work in progress. We've seen how the team has evolved over the last 3 seasons, but are even you taken a bit by surprise at just how well the team has done, or is it just a matter of you put in the work and the results are there for all to see?
I would say, I'm not surprised, but I'm
pleasantly surprised.
Happy and relieved at the rewards and what we have achieved so far. We obviously hope to achieve more in the final. As far as we do our work and in our planning and preparation, we can only make sure that the processes and things are done to the best of our ability and what we plan. And you have to do your best, and you hope to get the results which you deserve. Thankfully, we have worked hard enough, and we have managed to deserve these results. And obviously, it is we are very happy and relieved that we have managed to get these results which we have. But hopefully we can just build on this and achieve even more in the future ahead.
Well, that's great to hear. We'll bring it back to all of the people now in this conversation, and let's have a few of the visuals of Hyderabad FC celebrating their qualification into the final of the Hero ISL 2021-22 season. Even though they lost that game against ATK Mohun Bagan, you have this beautiful shot of Manolo Marquez almost being embraced by all of his support staff and the entire team. And this was a big moment. Lakshmikant Kattimani ran straight to the bench after the final whistle to show his appreciation for the work that everyone has done behind the scenes. So yes, big win for Hyderabad FC. This is going to be an all-yellow final. And because it's going to be an all-yellow final, we will see both sets of fans, Kerala Blasters FC fans and Hyderabad FC fans in the stand. So I personally cannot wait to witness this final. Sujay, where are you going to be watching the final from, by the way? Are you going to be in attendance, or will you be watching it from the comfort of your home, analyzing the players on the screen?
No, I need to enjoy this moment. So I'll be there at the stadium, no matter what happens, to enjoy the match. And hope for the best. Thankfully, I'll be able to be there.
That's great. Now, what Pulast is very thankful for is that he is currently sitting in a shack right now. So Pulast, I'll throw it to you to please take it forward with Sujay Sharma.
Yeah, Sujay, I think you mentioned how a lot of long-term planning goes, but here's a very quick one. And obviously, I've asked you a lot more complicated questions in my days covering the sport, so I'll keep this one simple. But what are the few metrics that Hyderabad looks at when you shortlist a player? I want to know the 4 or 5 qualities that are must-haves for a Hyderabad player, for a player to be shortlisted to be eventually signed by Hyderabad.
That's a very good question, Pulast. But what I would like to say to that is that the metrics, of course, we like to have metrics to help us filter and shortlist, but we have to combine it with the qualitative evaluation, technical, tactical, mental of the players. And also these things vary depending on the position we are looking at, the age bracket of the player we're looking at, the future of the player we're looking at. So there is no maybe one size fits all. Okay, these are the 5 metrics based on which we will scout our players. But say for a goalkeeper, we will have a few important parameters which we will want. That the goalkeepers are good in this. The centre backs with our playing style, not only the defensive metrics but also passing metrics. We would like to have that which reflect well. For the full backs, not only the defensive but also the work rate and the crossing. For the midfielders, it's not only about passing, it's about the duels, how they do well in those compared. And similarly for offensive players, of course, the expected goals, expected assists, and the creativity and the shot conversion, those things are there. So it depends on which position you're looking at, which player you're looking at. But ultimately, these things can only help you filter or shortlist, to evaluate. But ultimately, the final decision has to be based on proper evaluation qualitatively, and taking into account how they'll gel in tactically and technically as per the requirements of the club.
And just, a lot has been said about players getting better under Manolo Marquez at Hyderabad. The coaching has been of that quality where we've seen a remarkable improvement. But 3 or 4 players who really improved from last season for you, because you research the numbers, you look at the analytics, the 3 or 4 players who really, taken a step up. Can you name them? Like, do you have a few, like a bunch of players who really impressed you?
To be honest, I would not like to, but if you put me on the spot, given we had such a great season last year also in terms of performance, okay, maybe we did not make it to the top 4, but the performance of almost all the players was fantastic last year. So to build on that and even raise on that itself will be difficult for anybody. But at the top of a hat, if you ask me, put me on the spot, I would say the 3 most improved players, and both in terms of results, qualitatively, quantitatively, you could for sure have Kattimani in there in goal. He's made a lot of key saves in important games, helped us get the required results. He has improved, I think, from last season. Then, of course, you have Nikhil Pujari, who unfortunately, for whatever reasons, last year did not have enough game time. But before that was a regular in the 1920 season. So he's come back to his best. He's played game in, game out on the right wing due to injuries to Ali and Yasser. Has even played at full back, has given assists with crosses, and has even chipped in with goals. So he has also given a good output and has improved this year from last year. And lastly, maybe Rohit Danu, given, of course, Liston Colasso went ahead to ATK Mohan Bagan. We felt, in Rohit Danu, we had a talented player with a lot of potential whose minutes and game time would increase. And he has, used that to contribute effectively to the success in terms of with positive football actions, with good goals and assists from time to time. So in terms of improvement, I think these 3 players have improved definitely from last season, but that is nothing to take away from all the players who did well last season. So
Thank you. That was very honest of you. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Sujay.
Nikhil Pujari, I think I surely agree. One of those who's gone under the radar. Absolutely fantastic season.
His crossing in particular, Pulas, I've been marveling at those crosses and
and also he can play. He's filled in so many roles: winger, fullback. I had no idea he could play this well. Like, to be honest, like when I saw him a couple of years ago, or even commentated on some games early on in the I-League, and then when he was playing like this at Hyderabad, I was like, wow, this guy has like really stepped it up, like leaps and bounds. Fantastic stuff.
Yep. Well, the team's performances this season have certainly made a lot of Hyderabad FC fans happy, especially those back in Hyderabad. So let's just take a few visuals, a look at a few of the visuals of how the fans celebrated the qualification into the final. Take a look. So, Sujay, not just this season, but for the last 3 seasons, can you tell us a bit about how you've seen the evolution of football fan culture in Hyderabad? Because we do know that in the 50s, in the 40s, Hyderabad City Police was a dominant team in the Indian football circuit, and there was a rich and vibrant footballing culture in Hyderabad. And then there was a bit of a dip after that, but with Hyderabad FC now attempting to really pay attention to the grassroots and also to the fans as well. Tell us a bit more about how you have seen that grow personally. Someone who is has been in close contact with the club and also knows the city.
No, Hyderabad definitely has a special connect with football. There are lots of fans, and with the current demographic, with lots of young kids in schools and colleges, everybody who likes football. Thankfully, we had one season with the fans in the 1920 season. Only unfortunate thing was obviously the results maybe were not the best. But in the first game, which we won against KBFC, I think the crowd was packed and it was a great occasion. And after that, we have just tried to build on it. COVID has been unfortunate. We have not been able to, assemble the fans as such. But now that thankfully things are better, we are very happy to have been able to pay them back by reaching the final, which gives them an opportunity to support us. They have supported us even in the screenings, and now they'll be coming for the game. In terms of grassroots also, there's a lot of interest with the young kids with young academies everywhere, 11-a-side football tournaments, small-sided football tournaments, and we just want to now build on it. That's hopefully with what the steps HFC is taking and has done with its success. It just adds to it because Hyderabad, with its history in Indian football, definitely deserves to be back on the football map currently in the country.
Yeah, Sujay, I'm glad you mentioned grassroots because Mr. Shaiju Damodaran over here has a couple of questions lined up his sleeve for you in particular, one of them being about grassroots. So take it away, Shaiju, sir.
Hi, Sujay. Nice. Hi, nice meeting you here, and it's my pleasure because it's our first meeting actually. We haven't had a chat before.
Okay, man.
Yeah. So, other than Ogbache, Sujay, I am coming straight into my questions. Other than Ogbache, which signing you think personally which tend to be the gold one?
Mr. Shaiju, this might sound as a cliched answer, but for me, I think everybody in the team, all signings have been golden. We would not have reached where we have reached and achieved this success without even contribution by any of the players. Be it the goalkeepers from Kattimani, be it the defenders, Wanan, Sana, Nimdorji, whenever he comes into play as right back or centre back, he's done a fantastic job. Akash and Ashish, everybody knows. Joao, the captain, leading from midfield. Shovik or Hitesh, whoever, whenever they played in midfield. Our wingers, even after injuries to Hali, Pujari and Aniket, doing such a fantastic job even after Liston went. Danu, as said already before, Yasir, whenever he's got back fit, he's contributed with goals, like he scored against ATK in the semi-final. And of course, you have Javi Severio and also Joel Chienize, who have worked so hard to, despite with foreigners up front, they defend from the front and they've contributed goals and assists. And then Khasa Kamara, who's also come in and helped us get the results when we have needed. So I cannot put down any one golden signing. For me, I think everybody has contributed to the team effort. Everybody has helped Ogbeche score the goals. Everybody has helped defend together to get the results. So it's down to everybody's efforts.
It's okay. Thank you for that nice answer. And my second one. So Sujay, taking into the consideration of your performance this season, the great achievement, of course, you are into the finals for the first time. Can we expect players born and brought up in the city of Hyderabad, Pakka Hyderabad, from Hyderabad in HFC in the coming seasons?
Yes, that is definitely the aim. That is what we are working towards. We have already, we have young players from Hyderabad, talented young players who are already a part of our reserve team. We already have a pathway from our reserve team to the senior team. We are starting our youth academy and our youth teams also very, very soon. It's going to be announced very soon. So we want to give that pathway to young Hyderabadi local talented players, be it from grassroots, be it from under 12, under 15, under 18, to come into our reserve team, to improve, to get the good coaching and the good pathway, good exposure, and to come into our senior team. That is ultimately what we want. We want Hyderabadi footballers to develop and to represent their hometown club, Hyderabad FC. That is the ultimate aim.
So Sujay, can we say, as a punchline, can we say the revolution of the second generation revolution of the Hyderabad football already started?
I would love to say I hope so. I hope when we look back on it, we will say that this was where it started. Yes.
Yeah, because there is no argument regarding the football legacy of the city of Hyderabad, because it has a golden history in Indian football. So
Exactly.
hopefully Hyderabad FC can bring back that golden days to Hyderabad city. That's why can we say underline that the second generation revolution started?
Definitely, that's the aim, and that's what we have been trying to do, and that's what we hope we have managed to do. Yes.
Okay. So Sujay, I want to ask you one more thing.
Yes.
Actually, Hyderabad FC changed the logo last season. So we had a lot of stories in world football that clubs changing the names, changing the logos for getting more success. So is there any such motive or interesting story behind Hyderabad FC to change the logo?
To be honest, that's a question maybe not for me as director of football, but maybe our head of media and marketing. But all I can say is that I think our logo is fantastic. It's very modern. It falls in line with our values and vision at the club and where we want to be. So I'm happy with the logo and happy with how we have been representing it.
Thank you very much, Sujay.
Sujay has spoken like a true professional over there. Well done. Someone else who's also a true professional is Manolo Marquez. Now he has steered the ship throughout the season. He's got Hyderabad FC to the final. Sujay, I wanted to ask you, what kind of relationship do you share with the gaffer on a day-to-day basis?
No, I'm very fortunate to have a great working relationship with Manolo Marquez. He is one of the, fantastic, not only a great and fantastic coach, but a fantastic gentleman, which are qualities, which is very refreshing to see in a head coach, because, being a head coach, it's often a difficult job because you are the main person always responsible for everything. There's a lot of pressure, but Manolo, with his experience, he deals with it very well. He works well. He plans and coordinates and has a good working relationship. We communicate freely, openly. We share our thoughts, and the fact that he has so much experience working with young players, in particular, getting the best out of young players, having faith in Indian players, which he did so well last year. So I think, I only have good words to say, and I'm very fortunate that, we have had Manolo to guide us through this, and with the good working relationship and support we have.
Well, that's lovely, Sujay. Now, fresh off the win, Manolo Marquez had a message to send to the Hyderabad FC fans. So let's take a look at exactly what that was. Congratulations on making it to the Hero ISL 2021-22 final, coach. Your message for the Hyderabad FC fans.
Of course, we are very happy. This first final in our history is for all the people who work, who live, fans in Hyderabad. We are trying that the football is try to grow in Hyderabad, and we wait for you, for all of you, and you can come for the final with our friends of Manjapada, of Kerala, with my friend Ivan Bukomanovic, and let's see if there are a lot of yellow in the stands in Fatorda.
I'm sure there will be, coach. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Sahi bola, Varun. I think Manolo was spot on with at least the yellow part over there. But you had a couple of questions for Sujay as well, right?
Right, exactly. First of all, congratulations on the win, deserving, place in the finals, but really sad that it's because of your team we lost out in the semi-finals. But no, congratulations. And I would really like to ask, if you go a couple of seasons back, you finished 10th, and then 5th, and now quantum jump, you're in the finals. So when you go back to the drawing board after every season, after every match, what's the aim like? Did you really aim to be in the finals, to be at the top, or it was improvement 2 steps or 3 steps at a time?
See, when you sit on the drawing board, you plan what you need to do. You evaluate where you are, what you need to do, and we came up with a vision and plan, and we tried to execute it. And you try and do it to the best possible ability, and you see how good things can go. Obviously, you have to hope that the results come, but we felt pretty confident that given what happened in the first season, for whatever the difficult circumstances they were, when we went into the next season, we had worked well on our areas to improve upon and be competitive, which is what we ended up being. Okay, narrowly we missed out on the semi-finals that year, but we were very happy that we had been competitive right to the end and had so many contributions to the national team and so many of our Indians doing well. So we knew we were on the right track, and just missing out on the playoffs didn't mean any failure or success. So that's why we extended Manolo for 2 years because we had that longer term project. We have to only work on what we can plan. The process is what we have to look after. And going into this season, we knew that, okay, we did well, we narrowly missed out, but that would be no guarantee that we would make it this year also, because now everybody would know us. We would be, they would be gunning for us. So it would be even difficult. But we also knew that having the continuity is very important in football. And the fact that we would have a lot of continuity from last season, it would help us. It would be an advantage for us. So we were pretty sure of the process which we were on. But the results we are very happy with. The fact that we from 5th now we were very close to finishing first even. And now we are in the ISL final. So we are happy. We're definitely very happy with the result. But the focus is always usually on the process. But we were confident in the way we were going. Absolutely.
And talking about the process, and last year also, Hyderabad FC has won hearts because of the Indian contingent. Manuel Marcus Roca has trusted the Indian contingent, the players, they have been performing well under him. So I think a huge credit goes to the gaffer also, like his trust on the Indian contingent, and they performing so well since the last season.
Definitely. And I think we were very fortunate the way we managed to get Manolo at the start of the last season. Even from our initial discussions, we were clear he was going to get the best out of the talented youngsters we had. His experience in having worked with the B teams and youth teams of Espanyol and Las Palmas, which have produced a lot of top players, has also helped in that. He knows how to get the best out of young players, give them confidence. And at the same time, having coached even in La Liga, so he knows how to deal with pressure situations and bigger players. So all that has helped. And I think the result has been due to everything coming together with that.
Super. When all the best for the finals. And two things I would like to point out, Suyash, when you welcome Sujay, Shaiju Chettin was waving. He was like, "Man mein bol rahe the ki dekh lenge final." And I was like, "Aapke wajah se final mein pahunch nahi paye."
No. I have a final question for Sujay still.
No, I'm sure he said that in his mind that you're the man because of whom, and if Kerala Blasters lose Sujay, you might get a call.
Yeah, Shaiju, and you had another question.
Yeah, just no. I will ask them the final question only. If you have something to ask more, you can, Suyash.
I do, but I will do so after you ask your question.
Sujay, everybody knows tomorrow big final, Kerala Blasters, Hyderabad. So only tell me, not to them. Only tell me, only share with me if there are.
Doesn't work that way.
If there, Sujay, listen to me only, not to them. So kindly share with me your secret plans. I won't share it with anybody. Aapki kasam. Please.
So Shaiju, I have no secret plans. All the plans are with head coach Manolo Marquez for the game. I'm just looking at the bigger picture. So I'm just going to enjoy the game tomorrow. And
at least you can tell him the route of the team bus. He would like to puncture or something.
No, Sujay, no problem. We'll text you later.
Sure, thank you.
Well, Shaiju, I'm very glad you asked that question, because there's another question I will ask him, which may put him on the spot, but for that, he'll need to take off his director of football hat. So, Jay, before we let you go, can you please just give us a score prediction for tomorrow?
Not at all. I never predict matches of my own team. Never. I have not in my 17 years in Indian football. I don't predict matches of in which my. Sorry.
Well, that's okay. I mean, we hope that at the end of the game, at the end of 90 minutes or 120 minutes or penalties or whatever it is, that you come away feeling proud of the performance that Hyderabad FC would have given on the pitch, regardless of the result. And
thanks, I'm sure I will.
At the end of it, we've all enjoyed watching the Hyderabad FC project, being birthed 3 years back and then take seed, and then after that being part of a final. So well done on that from all of us here at the Let's Football Live Show. So Jay, and all the best once again for the final. Enjoy the view from the Fatoda stands.
Thanks a lot. Much
appreciated.
All the best.
Guys.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Well, wow, that was nice. Shaiju sir, very well done on trying to get something out of him. We all tried, but you came the closest to succeeding. So at least some credit is due over there. Well done on that. But we saw how the last game went between ATK Mohun Bagan and Hyderabad FC, and we all kind of got caught up in the fact that Hyderabad FC have made the final. But I was just watching the game again. Let's have the visuals of that match between the two sides. And on any other day, it could have very well been ATK Mohun Bagan making the final, because they had so many chances. Lakshmikant Kattimani had a screamer of a game, Varun, didn't he?
Exactly. And if I remember, like they had, I think 29 shots after the full game, and they tried their best. They had a lot of missed chances, also close ones like this. Boom could have just tapped in, inside the back of the net, and they tried their best. The Mariners, they were outstanding. They were hammering, they were creating chances, putting up shots, and running around. They wanted it really bad. Probir was outstanding. We saw the old Probir Dash.
Oh my God! Look at this save, though.
Right.
That's
and I think Kattimani was outstanding that day. The reflex and the way he stopped so many shots. So I think it was their day that day, or else the result could have been different, and I could have had a bigger smile today.
Yeah, there was a shot of Juan Ferrando sitting on the steps of the Athletic Stadium in Bambolim, just having a few moments to himself after the final was done, and I dare say he got a little bit emotional, which only tells you how much it means to them. We all talk about head coaches, and we all talk about, say even the big pay packages they're on, and all of the privileges that they enjoy. But at the end of the day, they are human, and they invest everything, every bit of heart and soul and blood, sweat and tears into making their teams what they are. So I'm sure Juan Ferrando will, of course, come back with 80K Mohan Bagan stronger maybe next season. We'll wait and watch. Varun, I know that you will be waiting for that with bated breath. Yeah, Shaiju Chetan, you had a point to make over there.
Yeah, adding to the comments of Varun right now. See, actually, Suyash, it was a 0-1 loss. We all know the second leg of the second semi-final. It was a 0-1 loss to Hyderabad. I see it in a different way. I see it as a defensive victory for Hyderabad FC against the team which played great attacking football on that day. Imagine one stage of the game, ATK MD was playing with 7 attackers at one stage of the game. 7 attackers. So, defending all throughout the game, Hyderabad defended well. So, kudos to Hyderabad defense. If this kind of a defense Hyderabad can continue in the final, I am sure it is going to help Hyderabad in the final tomorrow.
No, definitely. That's a good point you make over there, because even though they did end up on the losing side the other day, 1-0, with the kind of chances they had. Kian Nasiri, by the way, we spoke about him before that. Pulasta and I were pit side live before the game, and we spoke about how he's going to start. He didn't have a bad game himself. In fact, all of the passages of play he was involved in, he was quite neat with his feet. I'm very impressed with his footwork, Pulasta. What about you?
Fantastic. I mean, I think we were talking afterwards as well that a lot of people thought that there's a limit to his game, or probably didn't know that there's so much more to his game. But the flicks, the clever touches, the way he was releasing Prabir time and again down the right was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So let's now talk a bit about the other finalist in the final. It's Kerala Blasters FC, who are now marching on. I've heard this word promised land a lot in the last 2-3 days, of marching on towards the promised land. And let's take a look at the visuals of the match against Jamshedpur FC played out at the Tilak Maidan, and a feisty encounter that Shaiju sir.
Yeah, of course. See, like we said already regarding the Hyderabad FC defense. See, don't underplay or don't underestimate the kind of defense which Jamshedpur played throughout the Hero Indian Super League season. Brilliant defense. So, like I said regarding the first match, it was KBFC actually win it over the tough Hyderabad defense. Overall, I am talking about the aggregate, not about that only the second leg, entire first leg and second leg aggregate 2-1. Actually, it was KBFC won it with the defensive power. Actually, like manager Hyderabad ke bare mein bola, same like look at the KBFC defense also. Every team, the 3 team played in the semi-finals. Take the Jamshedpur, take the Hyderabad, take the Kerala Blasters. All 3 developed their defense to a great level. So tomorrow, like I said, see, take that goal of Sahal in the first leg. 1-0, that made the difference, because the second leg ended 1-1 draw. So the 1-0 win for KBFC in the first leg made the whole difference. Only one moment of defensive lapse from the Jamshedpur side made the way for Sahal goal. That Ricky was there. No Peter Hartley or no Elisabia was there to defend Sahal. If there was Peter Hartley or Elisabia, when that pass came from Alvaro, if there was anybody of them like the Peter Hartley or Elisabia, that could have been not a goal. Sahal could not have scored that goal. So actually that only one moment of defensive lapse from Jamshedpur made Kerala Blasters into the finals of the Hero Indian Super League. I would say, see, to be very honest.
Also the fact that it wasn't just over the second leg. They displayed a good performance in the first leg, and they carried that on to the second leg amid so much pressure, because the players knew that they just had to overcome one more hurdle to reach that final, and they did it. They executed it very well. Ivan Vukomanovic on a number of occasions has said that the final actually is one of the easiest games you can play as a player, and there's something that we have lined up on ISL Digital very shortly, which we will release very soon, and you'll get to know, because Ivan's spoken about that in what we have lined up for you as well. But he says the final is actually an easy game to play because the concentration is there. You know how much is at stake, and you've reached the final after having put in those performances over the course of the season. So you're confident in your abilities. At the end of the day, it's just down to who plays better on that day, and it's decided by those small moments. So we will see how the final goes. But before we do that, let's take a look at some of the celebrations that Kerala Blasters FC had on the pitch as well after winning that semi-final. Take a look. Shaiju Chetan, tell me one thing. The adoration that Kerala Blasters FC fans and players have for Ivan Vukomanovic, is that something that has even been seen before in the Hero Indian Super League, in your opinion? The kind of affection that a set of fans have for a manager. It gets heightened, of course, because it's Kerala Blasters FC and because they have this entire fan base. But I want to ask you first, and then ask you, Pulasta and Varun, if you can recall instances of this kind of a connect between fans and a manager and players. But Shaiju, sir, you first.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a spot on discussion point, because over the last 6 years, I haven't seen personally, I don't have this kind of an experience like even Vukomanovic getting this much of adoration from the entire Kerala Blasters fans. See, Suyash, what happened actually when we talk about Vukomanovic, he tried to see, if you are going to coach a football team, you are going to somewhere else in the world, some part of the world, you have tried to understand the impulse of that region, try to understand the impulse of the club. So that's what Ivan Vukomanovic did even before landing in Kerala. He studied about Kerala football. He studied about Kerala Blasters FC. So in order to excel as a coach, you need to understand the dynamics of the system, the dynamics of the region. So this is what he did. He came with a lot of homework from Serbia itself. So that paid off. That actually paid off for Ivan Vukomanovic. He's actually, for every Kerala football fans, he's an architect who designs the club. He's a doctor who finds the remedy for the club. He's a sculptor who is getting something out of nothing for the club. He is so and so and so. In my words, he is the master blaster, the master with the right plan.
So Master Blaster Part 2, because there was another Master Blaster who was there at the heart of the genesis of Kerala Blasters FC. Pulast, what about you? Any other instances of this kind of a emotional connect between club, players, fans?
I haven't seen it this way, like it is between Vukomanovic and the fans in the ISL so far. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Shaiju, but there was a decent connection between the fans and Elko Shatori for that little brief period, right? But it wasn't as intense as it is with Vukomanovic, simply because Vukomanovic is backed up planning. Yeah, he's backed up planning with results. They didn't make a great start, but I think the belief that he came with, and I think he's a great guy. You've spoken to him, haven't you, Suyash? I mean, he's a very charismatic leader, offers a lot of freedom to his players, told me that all his work, only 30% is coaching. The other 70% has been spent in keeping the players happy. So highly involved, but at the same time, with a healthy distance. And I think we have to give credit to the to the staff as well, the medical staff, the other staff that he's got on board. He's got the right people. I think a good leader chooses the right people to think for him as well, apart from just thinking on his own. So he's a good leader, and he's made sure that he's got the right people doing the other thinking for him. So this is fantastic for the fans. I mean, I wish I had that kind of a connect with a football manager, of a club that I would in the future hopefully support. And if I put myself hypothetically in that situation, incredible. It's just so good, that feeling.
Yeah. Shaiju, sir, before coming to you, I'll just take Varun's input on that. Varun, I know Kolkata football is really passionate and it's a hotbed of Indian football. But do you recall any such instances in particularly that circuit?
Kibu Bikuna for Mohun Bagan, of course, like when he won the I-League. But yes, Shaiju is right. He did a lot of homework. So Vukomanovic and the relationship with the fan base. And the best part is, Vukomanovic has just seen pictures and visuals of that fan base. He has not, been in front of that packed stadium himself. So still he knows the passion of that fan base, and he knows, and it's not only the relationship with the players he has, because if you all remember in the last episode, John Gregory said, is the relationship with the players that's also important for a coach. But I think Vukomanovic has this, silent kind of relationship with the fans too. So I think that's like magical, and that's the reason, the passion and the fan base and the overall football and the effort has driven Kerala Blasters to the finals this year. And Shaiju Chettin's commentary too.
And for me, and for me, Suyash, Varun and Pulas, he is a white shirt wizard also.
Right, and the white shirt came from Kolkata. The first one.
Oh, did it now? What's the backstory behind that? Pardon me if I'm kind of missing the.
No, he was in Kolkata. He did the first couple of white shirts, so shopping in Kolkata, and then the other ones after the semi-finals is Shaiju Chettin's white shirt. But I have a question. Who is sitting on the opposite side of Pulas?
Suyash, but one minute. I agree with what Pulas said regarding Ilko. Yeah, correct. But see, comparing with the fan following, which Ivan Vukomanovic is getting now, is more than double or triple than what Ilko got in the last season. Right. Because FC, as a human being, everybody likes.
I think it's the disappointment also, Shaiju, over the last 2 years, right? The disappointment is all culminated in being desperate for a hero, which is okay. A lot of clubs out there, a lot of fans out there desperate for a hero. And right now, it's not just Vukomanovic. They've got other heroes. They've got a Luna. Sahal has come to life. They've got Ayush, the youngster coming through. Khabra's a bit of a leader / hero. So I think a lot of these things have come together for them this season.
Yeah, it is. See, Pulasta, it is something like everybody is trying to climb a mountain. A lot of people watching it from niche se dekh raha hai, watching it from down under. Everybody is trying to climbing. So only one is just about to reach the height. So the kind of happiness which brings the people standing below is immense. Same thing.
Yeah, and the success that the team has had this season has also had something to do with it. Varun, do not worry. I will not let your question be drowned by our noises. Part 2. You had a question for Pulas.
Yes, Pulas, who are you sitting with in the shack? Who's on the other side? Alone at the shack.
No, Pulas is this close to turning his camera and showing us the sea and a view of the sea.
I tried throughout the episode, to look at the reflections of his glasses, but I couldn't.
I'm very smart that way.
Okay.
I have the other pair of glasses which are very reflecting, but I'm smart that way. Because I know all three of you. So I was prepared.
Pulas, that's why Varun is called the central observer.
I was going to call him Detective Byomkesh Bakshi, hailing from the same land that he hails from. Okay, we referred to Ivan as the Messiah in the white shirt. So let's take a look at the message that he had for the Kerala Blasters FC fans, of course, wearing that white shirt. Take a look.
Guys, are you coming or not? Because on Sunday, we need you. We need you to fight with us. We're going to do our best for you guys. We're missing you throughout the whole season, but now we want to see you. We want to see that yellow sea waiting for you guys. Come on Sunday.
How can you not? He should be the next James Bond.
You should tell him that the next time you do end up interacting with him.
Yeah, I think if they win, I'll tweet it out that I think Vukomanovic for the next James Bond.
Well done. Shaiju Damodaran, how many requests have you received for tickets so far? I'm sure you've got a lot.
1.5 million or something like that.
मेरा mobile phone एकदम फट गया. Because see, and somebody saying, I don't know whether it is good to say on air. Somebody say, Shaiju Chetan, please get me some tickets. कितना पैसे भी देगा? No problem, good money. See, ऐसा request भी आ रहा है.
अब देखो, I mean, that's people's desperation speaking about how badly they want to attend the final. But yes, we all will wait with bated breath for 7:30 p.m. tomorrow evening to find out who will be crowned the champions of the 2021-22 season of the Hero ISL. But before we do that, I know Sujay escaped because when I asked him, he assumes an official responsibility, so he can't really put his neck on the line, or he can't really, commit to a score line. But I will ask each of you to put your neck on the line and tell us a score prediction for tomorrow, be it in 90 minutes, be it in 120 minutes, or be it with penalties. With Pulas first, what will be the score tomorrow?
2-2 after extra time, and someone's going to win it 6-5 on penalties.
Well done. Okay, I can roll with that. That's allowed. Okay, fine. You get a pass for that. Shaiju sir, what about you?
Give me 1 minute to answer this prediction, please. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, your time starts now.
Yeah. So now, now everybody completely understood. Not all, every football fans, pan-India level. I'm talking about pan-India level. Everybody completely understood the importance of KBFC and how KBFC is an integral part of Indian football and Hero ISL. It's like a yellow flower that is bloomed in the garden of Indian football. People always want to see it. People enjoy its fragrances and embraces its beauty. That is Kerala Blasters. So obviously, I take a absence. I take a leave only one episode of the LFL. Other all 17 episodes, you asked me the same prediction. My answer remains the same. It will be Kerala Blasters. The final score will be 2-1, and Kerala Blasters fans will celebrate a penalty goal in the final. And there will be one defensive player from the Kerala Blasters side also going to score tomorrow.
That's Nostradamus Damodaran there for us, making that prediction. Sealed. Okay. Noted. Now, Varun.
After what Shaiju Chetan said, I cannot, speak anymore. After what he has said, I had some different predictions and a different scoreline, but now I don't know what to say because I had predicted 2-1 for Hyderabad FC, but now it seems the Yellow Army are all energetic because of Shaiju Chetan. So I'm really confused, but I'm also hoping for a 2-1 scoreline, and then I think it's going to be, for the fans, I would really love Kerala Blasters to win, but for Manuel Marcus Roca, I would really like Hyderabad FC to win, the quantum jumps are that. So diplomatic, because, my teams are not in the final. But I'm wearing yellow.
Yeah, you're wearing yellow, but that doesn't count for much. Both teams are
fantastic how you did a Shaiju. It was absolutely
Love it. Okay, guys. So that's that. And I just want to take a moment to also tell all of you that it's been great doing this the entire season with you guys. Every Saturday we did it on a Sunday once and shifted around, but mostly on Saturdays, and it's been great. I love the banter, love the leg pulling, and let's hope we can maybe get the band back together at some point of time. But we will have a show after the final as well. We will do that, and we'll have a whole wrap of exactly how the season went, and depending on what the result of that final is, we may find Shaiju Chetan in one mode or another kind of mode, but this big sport that he is, I know that he's gonna put his best foot forward and sort of be with us on this ride.
But Suyash, if we are doing the post-tournament, post-final show, you have to book my date earlier because I need to go for the trophy run now.
Oh. Well done. Not keeping it subtle at all. Yes, I'll do that. I'll keep that in mind. And also just one reminder to everyone watching is that we will have the EISL finals also being played shortly after the ISL final concludes tomorrow. So depending on how long that goes on for, we will have the EISL finals being played on Star Sports 3. Remember, that's been a big, long tournament throughout the season as well. There have been all the EISL athletes who've been inside a bubble. So we speak about the Hero ISL players being inside bubbles, but the EISL athletes also had their fair share of challenges, and now we will have an EISL winner on the 20th as well. So tune into that on Star Sports 3 after the Hero ISL final. And until next time, I will see you guys when I'm out of the bubble, post the final, and we shall get back again and just mull over exactly how the final went.
We shall mull over it.
Absolutely.
We shall
Looking
mull over
forward to
it.
that.
Maybe with some mulled, we shall mull over it.
Oh my God. I knew you were, I just put the bait out. I knew you were going to bite.
Took it. Why would I not? Right, guys. Thank you so much. See you very soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
See you.